All right, and we are back. We're going to go into this one post that I posted in a group yesterday, and it had a lot of interactions. A lot of guys came at this post with such ferocity that it shocked me. In my opinion, it's just another bear post, but to others, it's an attack on all men.
I wish I could let someone new in and allow myself to be vulnerable without them betraying or abandoning me, and becoming another lesson from the universe in the end.
Two tots and one punny.
All right, Fox, you kind of saw what was going on in the group as I was talking about it. What is your thoughts on this?
Oh boy. So this one angered I this one angered a lot of men, and it was a good way for me to weed them out of my group.
Oh yeah.
But some of the comments. So where do I even begin?
While you collect your thoughts, my thought is, if this post upsets you, maybe you should do some self-reflecting on why it upsets you, because this is not an all-man post. This is just a general. This is a toxic person's way of thinking.
The general objectification of women
Mhm.
has become increasingly popular, not only in movies, in the music industry, in even advertisements. It starts at, with the younger generation. And this is not just men, but there are women who have learned this behavior as well, have learned through those outlets that it's okay to look at another person just as an object. And to me, that's what pops out to me when I look at this particular picture. She's trying to find somebody that she can actually be a person with, somebody that she can open up to and just
Mhm.
be her
Yeah,
true, genuine self. And all this man sees is an object.
exactly. And that's what I was trying to convey. And it's really shocking because some of the reacts on there, not even the comments, but the reacts were from women, like laugh
Hmm.
reacting to
Yep.
this with women as well. And it's like
Hmm.
they one of the women actually commented on it, was saying that it was troll bait, but it wasn't troll bait. It was literally like, this is a problem of people, like you said, people that are just looking at another person and being like, "Oh, I can just utilize them as an object."
Right.
Literally what you said, yeah.
Other people, male or female or gender fluid, whatever, they are not objects. They are not toys. They are not, trophies for anybody else. And I try to convey that to all of my nieces and nephews. I try to instill that into them, not only so that they aren't subjected to it themselves, but so that they don't subject others to it. And it amazes me the amount of women, even just in my group alone, that we jokingly call them pick me's, because it's
Mhm.
like, why are you defending something as disgustingly toxic as this? Why would you think that a man objectifying a woman who just wants to find her actual soulmate and be loved and cherished, why is that funny? I don't understand. Did you
I
know?
would
Did you get picked for doing that? Did your knight in shining armor come and message you and sweep you off your feet because you thought that this was funny? If so, kudos to you. Get off my page, but it's not funny.
I was called a pick me because the guys were saying that I posted this in a group because I want the women to pick me. So,
I'm not very nice sometimes in my group when I have to moderate. As I'm sure you've seen. I
well,
can be
yeah.
very sarcastic when I need to be.
Mhm.
Um, but there's nothing funny about it. other humans are not objects. That's very sociopathic.
Hmm.
It gives like almost serial killer vibes that you would view somebody like that, and I don't vibe with it.
I got a question for you. Where do you think the objectification comes from normally? I know you stated the aspect of the media, um, advertising, movies, and all that stuff. But like, do you think a person that watches like porn and whatnot, do you think that makes like people that consume like see the performers doing whatever? Do you consider them looking at them like objects?
Um, it's an abstract thought process, in my opinion. I guess it varies on personal experience. However, from a clinical research statistic standpoint, pornography does promote the sexual objectification because it depicts people as bodies that are just used primarily for the sexual gratification of another person. Um, there have been, research studies done. They have found positive associations between porn and sexually objectifying other humans. So yes, I do think that. Um, I also think that it sets a very unhealthy and unrealistic standard for intimate relations with another person in the real world. But yes, to answer your question, I
My personal opinion, depending on how it is viewed, it doesn't have to affect the psyche in a negative way.
it doesn't necessarily mean that it's always going to be the case, but it has definitely been shown in, clinical studies that a large percentage of people who view pornography do objectify the other sex, be it,
Mm.
opposite, same,
So
doesn't matter.
so what is your views on content creators and whatnot and sex workers?
I have quite a few friends who are sex workers, and I honestly don't find an issue with it, as
Hmm.
long as it is done by choice.
Right.
I had posted something a couple of days ago that basically said, sex work is real work, hating
Right.
on sex workers is incel. I don't remember what all it said, but anyways, somebody commented on it and she was very defensive with me and it spiraled. She ended up getting removed from the group because I wasn't in the mood to argue with somebody about something I never said. But she basically insinuated that because I was saying that sex work is real work, that I was also nullifying the effects of human trafficking.
That's
And I'm
not
like,
how that works.
no. And I said, nowhere did I ever say that. I have somebody in my family who was trafficked for sex work when they
Hmm.
were a teenager. And I do know the lasting results on your, not only your psychological, you know, development, but also going forward, your relationships with people, your viewpoints of other people, the fact that she no longer views herself as a person, but a sex object. And that's how she gets through life. Those things are damaging. And never once did I ever mention human trafficking as valid sex work. And I was like, that's a really, really big reach. It's also harmful for you to say something like that or accuse somebody of something like that when I never said it. So I don't have a problem with consensual sex work. I just don't.
There's
Um,
a lot. There's a lot of people correlating sex work with pornography and the scientific um facts that you just shown though. How would you address that correlation?
and it is a valid correlation. But again, if they're doing something consensually and recording themselves, in pornography consensually, they're adults.
Hmm.
I can't stop them from doing that. I don't have an opinion on it. Um, and it's not so much the actual recording of the pornography. that I would find an issue with. It's the objectification
Yeah.
of the person watching it.
Yep,
So
that's the point I was gonna bring up. It's not the person that's doing the legal content creation. It's the person who is viewing it that is taking that person and how they are utilizing that content that is made.
right. The content is made, you're filling a requirement or a, demand for a certain product, just like anything else in the world. It's on the person who actually watches it and objectifies other people based on what they're watching that's the problem.
And we're also not saying that all people that consume porn or consume any kind of content creation is a bad person at all.
No.
It's how you view other people because of it is what we're trying to get at. Am I correct?
That is absolutely 100% correct.
Because if everyone had a mindset of I'm watching porn and now because of that I view women as objects, I'm pretty sure it would be illegal.
Right. And yeah, I don't even want to think about the aftermath of something like that. So no, not all people. Just like, a lot of people like to make the argument not all men, not all women. Same thing. It's not all people, but there is a group of people that just ruin it for everybody else. And that's who I'm talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything more on this topic
Mm-mm.
that you would like to go over?
Nope.
All right. We will be going into another animal post, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, you drop those fangs. Oh, it's okay. All good. Yeah, rearrange yourself. Made a little work, buddy.